Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the theZim's video journal. Hopefully it's not too echoey. I'm at my work today. I'm at my work, where I work, my day job. Early, before hopefully nobody shows up. I'm here early because I don't want to do this while people are around me. But anyways, this is the theZim's video journal, episode 134. This is where I talk about everything that went down in my musical and artistic journey in the last week. Am I in focus enough? How do I look? Look okay? Anyways, let's get into it. I wrote down some stuff in my little book. And this is what happened this last week. Let's start out. I'll just read it down. First of all, subscribe to this channel. That would be awesome. Go to the YouTube, subscribe to the channel. I broke 100 subscribers. So I'd like you to keep that ball rolling. So let's do this. Subscribe to the channel. That'd be awesome. Keep building this thing. Second thing, December 16th. At the Skylar Cafe, my band, theZim's and Arock, are going to play a show with Kibo Moraki, Mountains and Tunnels, Sea Level and the Kettle Black. Do it up. I'll link up in the description, the event page, the Facebook event page, and we'll get that going. Need you there. So far, the event page says there's like 25 people coming, so that's not nearly enough people that need to be there. So I've been hustling. I've been trying to invite. I've been emailing a whole bunch of people individually to come to this show. So we'll see if I generate enough interest in people to come, because I really want it to be, well, every show I play I want it to be sold out. So let's see if we can make that happen. You and me together. Like I said, it broke 100 subs, so that was awesome. This week, let's go down the week by or jam of the week. I'll just, off the top of this, I'll say my jam of the week. I don't really have a jam of the week in terms of one song, but I got hit up. There's a bunch of new music that's come out recently that I just want to pimp out and let you know about, just in case you didn't know. Patrick Galactic is released some new music, so I'll link it up. I'll check it out. It's really good. I'll link it up in the description. I forgot to write down the name of the EP he put out, so you'll see it in the description. Patrick Galactic, do that. Scarlet Park put out some new music. Looks like an EP as well. Listen through that, so check that out. And then also this another one that's not out yet, but is kind of something to look out for in the future. Heather Thomas is kind of working on her new album, and she shared it out with me actually and some other people, it sounds like, to get some feedback on it, and it's real good. So look out for that when she's gonna release it. I have no idea when she's gonna release it, but it's pretty fun. I have listened to it a bunch just on, she gave us private SoundCloud link to it, so check that out. Just keep your ears to the ground for that. I wanted to do a little bit of by the week. So this week was another kind of packed week of stuff. So I'll just go down the list and then I'll just tell you what happened each day and go into it a little bit. Monday night, I went to the Fun-Based Alpha and I was on a podcast. So that's already been published. I'll link it up in the description. So I was on. It's an hour-long conversation. The Fun-Based Alpha guys were on the street a while back. So I went and just was on their podcast, and it was super fun. I mean, Fun-Based Alpha. We talked about Christmas ideas and things not to do. It was pretty funny. And then toward the end of it, we went into a little bit of nerding out about podcasting and then a little like what I'm up to, stuff in terms of my podcast and things like that. So if you have the time, check it out. I recommend it. I had a great time. So thanks, Fun-Based guys, for having me on. Nick and Ryan and a new friend, Paige. She was there too. So that was awesome. Check it out. Tuesday, just band practice with theZim's and Arock. So as I told you, we're playing our show already, getting ready. Well, Tuesday's practice actually was really short because I had dead batteries in my guitar. So anyways, Wednesday I went and recorded a podcast with Win C Blue and the Trouble Fakers, 2 members, Win and Ryan. What was it, Ryan? Ron, I believe. I don't have it right now. Sorry if I forgot your name. So 2 members of the band. That was great conversation. Thursday again, band practice with theZim's and Arock, and that was actual practice, full on practice. Friday, Xmas party with my work. Kind of fitting that I'm actually recording this at my work. But Saturday went to another podcast. I was on another podcast which has also been published already. It's the Mike and Dave Show. And that was super rad. It's like a 2-hour conversation. We sat down, we talked about a lot of stuff. They were kind of interviewing me more, and it kind of went some fun places as well. But we talked about the documentary videos I made. We talked about the podcast. We talked about my band. We talked about moving to California. We talked about my experience with alcohol and things like that. As you probably know, I don't drink, but I've had drank in the past. But anyways, you should listen to it and find out what I'm talking about. Super fun. And then on Sunday, I recorded another podcast with Chris Esty of Big Freak Media. So I was busy last week, and that's about everything that went down. And then on Thursday as well is the day we publish the podcast, and we had Beatrix Sky on the podcast. I would love to hear your feedback, whether or not how you thought it went, because it was my first public space recording of a podcast. We were at a cafe in Portland, Oregon, and it was pretty noisy. I listened back, and I got one person said they could still hear it, but I just, I don't know what I'm willing to accept and what somebody that's just listening to it goes like, man, that kind of sucks. I've been noticing I need to dial in. Sometimes I just kind of keep working. That's been my philosophy: just keep working, and not worry too much about the little things in terms of like sound quality. If it's not perfect, just keep going. But at the same time, I feel like personally, I'd like to dial in the sound quality a little bit more. There's things like I've noticed that I've had a bad cable, like the conversation back when I talked with Season of Strangers. Mandy's mic was cutting out, and I think it was on me because I think I found a bad cable, because this week coming up is Patrick Galactic, the 111th version of the podcast, and also the 2-year anniversary of the podcast, which is pretty freaking awesome. 2 years. But I noticed playing it back that my mic, my cable, the cable that was on my channel, it was doing the same thing that was happening to Mandy. It wasn't quite as bad, but and I was like, oh, okay, now I know what's going on. I have a bad cable, so I haven't used that cable again. I'm throwing it out, basically. But it's things like that I'm just kind of like, I don't want that to happen too often. I want the sound quality to be pretty good, and then just trying to figure out how to get the levels better so that when I'm recording with somebody, and how I have to boost it, it just sounds good. It doesn't, because sometimes when you boost the levels, it'll also boost all the little background noise as well. So I'm working on it. Basically what I'm saying is I'm being more conscious of that idea, and hopefully we'll clean it up as I go down the line. But I think that's really it. So thanks for joining. I've been theZim. Oh, one last thing I wanted to say. This week I'm heads down pretty much on finding a place to move in San Diego. So if you have any connections with anybody in San Diego that has a 2-bedroom apartment or something of that nature that I can rent, let me know. I'd love the inside scoop. I need some help, basically. I posted something on my Facebook last week about how I'm looking for help, and there's some obstacles in my way from it just being a smooth transition. Not only just what I can afford being one obstacle, but just other little obstacles that I don't want to talk about on this journal. But if you have connections, get a hold of me, and I'll tell you what those obstacles are and see if you can help me. So just comment in the video somewhere, and we can do private messages. That'd be good. So thanks for joining. I'll link up all the stuff I was talking about in the description, the podcast, the show, and other things. So, alright, till next week. Peace.